With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. Can't believe who I've got with me today. It's singer Struggle Jennings with me. So welcome, Struggle.
Thank you so much, brother. It's such an honor to be here. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course. I'll tell you, I grew up listening to Waylon. That was, my dad, you don't live in West Virginia and don't listen to old time country. So that's, I'm not even sure we had FM radio. We're listening to AM radio, country station every morning going to school. And that's kind of what I grew up with. So it's always a big fan. And now here you are. Pretty big day for me.
Oh, man. Thank you so much. Likewise.
I wish I could say, or you could say, hey, I grew up, listening to your grandfather's podcast.
Yeah. Well, grandkids might be saying that to your grandkids,
I tell you what, I've been blessed. Yeah, I got 4 grandkids. I've got 2 more coming next year. So that's going to be 6. And they're all pretty young, but it's been a blessing.
I'm not there yet. I'm ready for it. I'm going to embrace it. I've got 7 kids. My oldest is 22.
Wow.
So I'm around the corner. I'll be pawpaw soon, but I don't know when.
It comes like bang, bang, bang when you've got a bunch of kids. I've got 4, and that's kind of how it happened. It's just like, one after the other. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm excited. A great thing about grandkids, you get to send them home too, right?
That's the best thing. You don't have any of the bad. You just spoil them. Send them home.
Spoil them and send them home.
And I'm a pawpaw. That's what they call what they call. It usually starts out with something like pop or something because that's kind of what they can say, but then it evolves into.
Yeah, I want to be a pawpaw. I talk about that all the time because I had a grandpa and a grandma, and then Waylon and Jessie was mama and pawpaw. And then I had a granny panties on my dad's side. West
Nice.
Helen, they called her granny panties. So I've had to do, and I know Meemaws, and I had a Meemaw Satterfield who was, she lived to be, God knows, probably 108, smoking Coca-Cola, but
it preserves you.
Well, and I was talking to somebody about that the other day because I'm trying to put the cigarettes down now. I've been smoking for a while, and I feel it. Like I've done every other step trying to get my all the way right. Lost weight. I eat right. I take care of myself. So cigarettes is one of those next steps I definitely know that I need to let go of. But I got a great grandma that lived to be probably 108, but she lived on a tobacco farm. So that tobacco is different than what we're probably smoking.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably is exactly right. Well, Struggle, let's start this way. You've got such an interesting story growing up. Talk a little bit about what got you into music. What made you want to become a singer?
Well, I found the love for it immediately. I feel like, I don't know many people. I've met a few in my life, but I don't know many people that aren't emotionally connected to music, and I just had that, that special connection early as I can remember. I can remember hearing the lyrics and feeling it in my soul. So I started writing poems when I was young, and I always sang in the mirror. I thought I was Elvis. I remember when Crybaby, the movie, came out. I had my head over. I was in the mirror singing, along with every song. So I always had a love entertaining and doing music. And of course, growing up in a household where my mom had a piano and she sang backup, that was just something that always grounded me and that I always gravitated towards. She'd wake me up in the mornings playing hymns, to get the day started. And I had to go sit at the edge of her piano and she'd play, because she'd sit there and write. And and play when she was home because she was 16 when she had me. So I grew up in a household, single mom that was super young and chasing dreams. And, music was a big part of our household. So as many times as I steered away from it throughout life and ventured down different paths and, got distracted or got caught up in life or job or the streets or, whatever it was at that moment, music was always the center point. Like I can still pinpoint just about any era or moment of my life to song, to a song or to a moment or to a lyric, so, but it always pulled me right back in. Like
Yeah.
my most vulnerable moment, I just start freestyle rapping, to like vent, to get it out, or I'd write some crazy song, and so music and writing was always there in the forefront of my life and at the helm of the ship, regardless of where the waters were leading.
Yeah. Yeah. I think your music is big fan. And I think it's so interesting and unique because it's got rap, country, a little bit of hip hop, and rock and roll all mixed in together, which is not easy to do.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's not easy if you try to formulate it, and I've never tried to formulate anything. I grew up on rap, so I watched rap unfold due to the way that me and my mother lived. Like I said, she was 16 when she had me. She was learning life as I was learning life. Like we grew up together pretty much. She, had a tendency to like bad boys. And so, we kind of lived in different neighborhoods, and she also didn't want handouts and she wanted to make it on her own. And she was a real strong, firm woman in that sense. And so, we ended up in a lot of, lower income neighborhoods. Plus my dad's side of the family was all, born and raised in real heavy poverty. Yeah. So due to all those circumstances, the life that I led and my surroundings, I just gravitated towards rap music more than anything. Not only that it was just that era where rap was really taking off, but they were speaking stories that I related to, So, but I always, in the backdrop, I've got my uncles and my family members, my grandfather, Waylon, and singing, listening to country, Southern rock. So, as I grew as an artist and as a person, I started implementing those aspects that I love so much. I can remember being a little kid, being backstage and getting to watch my mom and sing backup for my grandfather and my grandfather Waylon out there on the stage. And the one thing that stood out to me was that steel guitar. It was just so emotion. I felt the crying in the strings, So as I got older, I was like, you know what? I want to just do me. I want to do what feels right to me. I can sample a million R&B records and do what everybody else is doing. But like, I want to create something that's real and true to who I am and something that I love, And I started implementing those steel guitars in the early 2000s and sampling old Waylon records. And it just felt right. And a lot of people didn't really understand it. They were like, "Oh man, you can't do this. You need another club song. This is never going to work." But it was just true and honest to who I was. So the more I did it, the more authentic it came off, because I wasn't trying to do anything. I wasn't like, "Oh man, if we mix country and rap, it's going to be cool." It was just like, no, man, add some steel guitar in that. Let's get the fiddle on this record. Can we put some banjo right here? So it was just natural. And I think that's what's kept the authenticity in it and what sets it apart from a lot of other people doing it,
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. What rappers were you listening to back then?
And I grew up in the era, so it was a lot of Tupac, UGK from the South. So UGK, 8 Ball and out of Memphis, 3 6 Mafia, of course, I got real big into No Limit when No Limit hit. Master P, you know, that was like that was it. My first actually true across my stomach. TRU. So big Master P.
That was a fun time, wasn't it? I grew up in the '80s and was in college in the early '90s and stuff,
I
and
mean,
it was just when that
just like,
stuff came around, it was like a whole new genre of music
I mean, I don't
hitting,
know.
and it was just fun.
Bell Biv DeVoe and MC Hammer hit. You know, it was just like, what is this? You know, this is it. This is us.
We still talk about an MC Hammer concert we went to in college. I think MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, and In Vogue was the.
Wow. Yeah, I can still rap Ice Ice Baby probably word for word. I mean, that's just that hit at that time, you know, when we were kids.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful era, man, you know, and I try to instill a lot of that stuff, a lot of those ethics and morals and code were alive and present back then, still in my kids now, you know, through songs, through movie, through artists. I've got a 17-year-old daughter. All she listens to like early '90s R&B, you
She's
know,
got good taste.
yeah, it wasn't even that I steered her towards that. It's just that's what she gravitated. You know, she had that old soul, and uh, so I'll watch her pull up. She actually just graduated her first year, or her graduated high school yesterday. So, but if we want to dive into that, I've got a 30-second story to tell you about that. That's amazing. But I'll watch her pull up and hear, you know, some old Mariah Carey or, you know, some old or something just banging through her car, and I'm like,
I know those are those proud dad moments.
yeah. When you hear your kids listening to something that you know is like good and real and authentic and has meaning to it, it is definitely a proud moment.
Yeah. Is she getting out early from high school?
So my daughter, Innocence, we call her Issy. She was, you know, I went away for a few years, went to prison, and um, she caught it worse than anybody because she was right there at that age.
Right.
She was 5 years old, had a 3-year-old sister, a 1-year-old little brother with my first wife, or we had my first wife, but my second mother of my kids. And her mother fell down a dark path, super dark path. Couldn't really get it together. So Innocence, you know, she watched it. She was drugged through the mud worse than any of the other kids. I mean, her two younger siblings were too, but they were a little younger. She was, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She was drugged through and more aware than any of the other kids were. And she went through just about anything that horrible that you can imagine a little girl go through during those times. And when I came home, she was in foster care. Her mother has since passed from a drug overdose and is no longer with us. And she had every excuse, every reason in life to fall down any path that she could have fell down. And she hasn't. She's 17. She just graduated with a 3.9 GPA honors. 6 months.
Her.
She's accepted the Alabama, UT, UK, UT Chat, West Kentucky, UK. So she's got a wide arrangement of you can pick from. She works a full-time job. If you talk to her for 5 minutes, she's been through something, but you can also see the strength like no other of everything she's overcome and, you know, rose above.
That's terrific. That's good for her. That's yeah, that's amazing. Do any of your children sing as well?
Oh yeah. So I've got a 22-year-old daughter, Brianna Harness. We've got a handful of records together. First record she ever did, we together called Bad Company, hit #1 on blues. She's got a lot of incredible records out, and she's releasing her new album called Cowgirls Don't Cry first of next year.
That's awesome.
She's another 6. She was 12 when I went to prison. Dad was a drug dealer. Mom was. She was on her own by 13, 14. When I came home from prison, she was about to be 17, working, going to school. She dropped out of school, went on the road with me, and now she's a rock star and living her dream. She's got her own lip gloss line. She shoots all her own videos, and is an incredible artist that's going to go down as one of the greats. She's got this amazing, old, soulful voice that is just, it pierces the heart. And she's an incredible writer, and she's got a long career ahead of her. I'm so excited, so proud of her. Also got a 14-year-old daughter named Courtesy that's literally been writing songs since she was 3. And at 8, she was writing songs like a 40-year-old divorced wife. It had been through the worst heartbreak ever. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Your boyfriend yet, you know? But she's incredible as well. And yeah, so I mean, all the kids have it in them, in the, you know, the artistic sense and ability and talent. So I've been blessed. I've got literally the most amazing children that I could ever ask for.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's terrific. What was it like, you know, growing up and seeing your mom, your grandfather on stage, you know, when you started to actually be on stage? You know, you're watching them, you're hearing the crowd, and then at some point you start doing that and you're hearing the crowd for you. What was that like?
Well, I think one thing, the first time that I ever got a tour bus of my own, right? I spent years in a van, sleeping in a van, touring hotel parking lots, whatever we could do to get to the city. I remember the moment that I rented my first tour bus and I smelt that diesel. As I walked along, I heard the humming of that motor. It brought all the way back. And I remember that was one of my favorite things. Everything that I was going through in my life, getting to go out, tour with them in the summertime, and when I wasn't in school, and getting to go to different cities and ride on this tour bus and see what my mom did, because my mom was gone a lot due to touring through you know, a few years of my life, and watching that, you know, I think one of the biggest things that it always gave me was the ability to see past whatever was in front of me and know what was possible.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, because like, regardless how bad my life was, or regardless what I was going through, how broke me and my mom were, you know, when she made the separation from my grandfather and quit touring and said she was put on her own, and regardless how bad it was, ever got through jail, through you know, times I was homeless and a single parent, and all the different phases that I went through in my life, I never lost the ability to see what was possible, because Waylon had came from nothing, and I had seen where he went. You know, I would go on the weekends, get to spend time with my Uncle Shooter, and at this huge house, this huge mansion with maid and a nanny and Cadillac and a Jaguar in the front yard, you know, and knowing he came from nothing, and knowing the path that he had and how hard it was for him. He had #1 record, first country platinum record with the Outlaws, and they were still having to borrow money to get to the next city. You know, because the record label wasn't paying them what they, you know, of course, what they should have. And so knowing his path and everything that he went through, and that he still overcame it and made it even way later than he deserves, it never gave, it always gave me that ability. And I, you know, it's something I try to do for my kids now, other, you know, friends' kids, people's kids, you know, is just always try to put, like, look, 5 years ago, I came home from prison to nothing. I had an ankle bracelet on. Y'all were in foster care. Look where we're at now. We just bought the biggest house we've ever stepped in. You know, you guys are of course, there's plenty that they probably want, but they don't need anything that they don't have, you know?
Right.
And they've watched me do it through faith and hard work. So I think that was the biggest thing, back to your question, that was the biggest thing that I really gained from watching that. And that's one of the most important parts, watching them be on the road and then watching them on stage. Now to me, getting to step out to shows like Red Rock sold out or Bridgestone Arena sold out with Jelly Roll. Being able to walk out on that stage and hear that crowd and feel that energy and just look back and go, I never lost sight and I'm here, you know.
I love that. I love that. That's actually a really good advice for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, keep on the path. Don't lose sight.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing that I try to preach or that I try to express and inspire people is the fact that regardless what you're going through, regardless what you've been, if you just keep moving, you're going to get where you're going. You just can't let, you can't lose with playing. Even if you're down, the game's not over till you're done, till you quit. So as long as you don't quit, and everything falls in place, faith and hard work, man. If you're moving in the right direction and you're doing it with good intentions and a good heart, and you're not giving up and you're working your ass off for whatever you love, it doesn't have to be music, it can be whatever. It's going to fall into place. It's going to work out. It always does.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So last month you released your new song, Alligator Boots. Tell me a little bit about what brought that one about.
Well, Alligator Boots, actually, we weren't able to release. We were supposed to release it, and it got canned.
Well, you got to tell me that story.
Yeah, so...
Because I listened to it.
Yeah,
it was a good song.
Got a sneak peek of it. Yeah, and the video is crazy. I just got the video back the other day. We are releasing it. What happened was Yellow Wolf had came off of doing the new Sometimes Why album with Shooter, my uncle Shooter Jennings, which is a rock album, incredible album, 80s rock. It's a beautiful fucking project. I'm working on the new album, Carlo, which gears a lot, it leans a lot more country than anything I've done. A lot more singing. And me and him got there, and we could have, made a country song for the Monte Carlo album that was amazing. But we looked at each other and were like, let's just remind these guys that we rap. So the song is 2000s, just early, or 90s, just hip hop. And of course, my producer, Scatterbrains, had found a sample that he loved. It's supposed to be royalty-free sample that he bought off of. And when we go to upload it, it's a 3-6 Mafia sample, 91. So
yep, that complicates it.
Yeah. And so I called DJ Paul, because I'm good friends with DJ Paul. And he was like, I'd clear it. But of course, the label owns they manage it. Him and Juicy own it, but the label manages and owns a piece of it, of course. So we just decided we had to pull it off. Distribution made the call to just pull it off. And we've got all the paperwork and to get that sample cleared. Now, 3-6 Mafia samples are hot.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see what they try to do, what the label, per se, tries to do for it. But either way it goes, I'm going to make it work, because I could pull the sample. I've already got a version of the song without the sample in it that I could. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to pay homage to 3-6 and to Paul and Juicy and keep the sample in there. And so I'm going through all the proper procedures and paperwork and whatever they need me to do to make that happen. So the record it literally got pulled the night before it was releasing. It actually on a couple sites, and I had to pull it back off.
Well, it's a good song, so you got to get that one out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I do have another one releasing Friday, tomorrow, called Drinking Alone. Video and song will be out. tomorrow. Super fun record. It's dark. I'm not rapping at all. It's kind of a dark comedy. Well, there's light darkness, so it's kind of that. She says she's leaving because I'm drinking. I'm only drinking because she's gone. So I'm gonna drink till she like.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was written from true events. Let me tell you, is.
Yeah, that's exciting though.
Yeah, it's a fun one though, and I'm excited for it because it's a good bridge. I want to do this till I'm 90, man. I want to step out on stage at 85 with my cowboy hat on in front of a crowd. I don't care if it's a bar with 50 people or a stadium with 25,000. I still want to do this because it's what I still want to do this till I'm too old to do it. And I've always loved to come from such a background of amazing vocalists that I was always like super self-conscious about myself. And I've played around, I've sang on a lot of hook stuff, but actually like singing full songs only doing the car shower. And so I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dive into this world because this is what I love. Like, I love singing and I love writing songs that aren't just rap. So, so this album, there's still a lot of rapping on it, but there's a handful of songs where I don't rap, just singing. And it was an amazing experience for me because I had reached this spot, this place where what I do rapping wise, nobody else does.
Right.
Anybody else can do me, and affected what I do. So lyrically, stylistically, when Struggle Jennings verse rapping, what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So pulling back from that and diving into uncharted waters and putting it all out on the table and singing was so vulnerable. So it was scary as hell, but it was learning. It was a whole new process, a whole new journey. And in life, that's what I'm in love with, is the journey.
Yeah.
The destination might be beautiful, but the journey always trumps. So it was the project is special in that sense. And it was even to the point where like some of the songs that I recorded first at the end of recording the album, I'm like, oh, I got to go back and re-sing that. I can sing that better now, because I've learned this process. And they're like, nope, you want to leave it just like that. We want to hear the growth, just leave it. It sounds good. This is you. This is an honest,
I like that,
real interpretation of this journey. And let's just leave it how it is. So I'm excited. I'm some of my fans are going to love it. Some of my fans are going to be like, we want you to rap again. I'll get some new fans and I might lose fans, but this is my growth, my journey. And I'm always going to be honest about it and put it all on the table. And, you're never going to get one thing from me anyway. I'm the guy that gangster rap song tonight and tomorrow come in and a country rap song and the next day do a country song or a rock song.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in being confined to a box, and music is emotional and music is a feeling, and there's a different emotion for every moment. So I'm never going to confine myself to one place anyway. So
yeah, I love that. I love it. So you got the new song comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
When's the album coming out?
Oh, we're looking at April.
Oh, that's not too far off. Okay.
I've got another single that'll be releasing hopefully January. I've got some incredible singles on the album. One with Billy Ray.
Oh, very nice.
One with, of course, my brother Jelly Roll. Got another single, Caitlin Curtis, my artist that I signed. It got me Crusaders, amazing vocalist. Her new album's done. She's this next year is going to be incredibly huge for her as well.
So you're out there. You've still got time to go out there and sign other artists. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah. Well, when they sat us down in 2020 and told us we couldn't tour, I looked for the silver lining in everything. And I had a handful of, a few artists. I'd already signed my daughter, and we were working. And I met Caitlin Curtis and believed in her and saw her. And she was a single mom working at a car lot, but has this amazing, incredibly wide range. Nothing she can't do vocally. She's an incredible writer. She literally could be the biggest country or pop star in the world at any moment. And then J.D. Huggins, who is a friend of a friend, good old Appalachian country boy. I believe he's actually, he's down from the Georgia end, not up towards West Virginia. Yeah. But
that's still our area, though.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But good old chicken fighting Appalachian, real deal, backwoods with an amazing voice, incredible writer. And then I had a girl that I was working with already. She was running a lot of my business stuff, named Bonnie Stewart, and she's an Americana artist. So I was like, man, I've got all these artists that I love and I believe in. I've got a little extra money. I don't know if it's extra, but I got some money, and I wanna see them win. I want to be a part of their journey, because I didn't really have that beginning, somebody to give me that kind of boost and lift. I mean, I've had some incredible people, from Sebastian, who's right-hand man and invested a lot in me, Yellow Wolf, and of course Jelly Roll, that have put a lot into helping me along this journey, being an inspiration, helping me with studio time, whatever. The process, I can't say I didn't have anybody. I had some incredible friends that have done a lot to help me, but I wanted to be that for everybody else as well. And I wanted to be able to use my platform to just give them a little lift up and a little push, and let them go do their thing. So I started Angels and Outlaws as a record label and signed a handful of artists. And it has been one of the most fulfilling parts of this journey, is getting to write and co-produce and co-write with Brianna, my daughter, and with Caitlin Curtis, and with J.D. Huggins, and with Bonnie, and watch them just flourish as artists, and watch them grow as artists, and watch them have the opportunity. Like, everybody on my roster is living off of music.
Yeah.
They're, regardless of what capacity, we're at it. Even me, myself, at this point, we are paying the bills, doing what we love to do. And that's a special place to be in. It's and I've been blessed to be a part of that and be a part of their journey. So, and I had to kind of take a step back from my own career in the last couple of years. Not saying I didn't drop a bunch of music and still work on myself, but, I took a slight step back from just focusing on myself to try to build something bigger than myself.
Yeah.
And it's been incredible. And this now we got a great team in place, starting to get all the moving parts really moving. And so they'll be able to thrive and strive and get all the attention and stuff they need. And I'll be able to focus on being an artist this year, which is going to be fun.
That's. I mean, you've been working on your legacy. I think that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's because it'd been easy enough just to keep doing what you were doing.
Yeah, I could have been.
Now you're out there helping other people, and kind of, you're passing that on. I think that's terrific.
Yeah. And I what is success and how do we measure it? And to me, I would rather look back and say, I was pretty successful as an artist, but I helped these other people be really successful.
Yeah.
And they helped other people become successful, and they helped us. It's just like inspiration. I inspire people that inspire people that inspire people, and in turn, they inspire,
right.
The same way with success too. It's like bless and be blessed. And I love to be able to, I'm blessed and honored to be able to have that opportunity to even give those artists that opportunity, that chance. And everyone that I got on my rock, even, and I know they are the most authentic and realist in their genre. Like there's not another Brianna Harness out there. There never will be. There's not another Caitlin Curtis. They can formulate a million pop stars. Caitlin Curtis has something special to her that is going to make her stand out. There's not another JD. There's a bunch of Appalachian dudes making, country music and making rock and roll, but he stands apart and he is exactly who he says he is, and what you hear in his music is him and his heart and his soul. So each one of the artists that I have, including Bonnie, I can't leave her out. She's an amazing, amazing artist, and I think she's going to have an incredible career. Her songs are, she just dropped a Christmas song that's so funny. It's a great song, and it's striking off as doing it. So
that's not easy to come up with a new Christmas song.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's fun. So all that to say, man, I've got an incredible team that I'm blessed to have and blessed to be a part of the whole thing. And Angels and Outlaws, we'll keep rocking. Like we're just getting started. I'm so excited for 2023 because we've been doing this on our own for so long, and we've built everything grassroots from the ground up. No big budgets. There's no PR firms, labels, us, just dreams and hard work and faith. And now we're finally getting the team in place. We're getting the budgets locked in for next year. And it's going to be a wild ride. And I'm so proud. Every one of the team members, everybody that we have now, and everybody, we're just talking about Ben and Gail, like how amazing just adding them has been in the last month. So, I'm excited, man.
Yeah, you should be. You should, absolutely. So do you play instruments?
I piddle, and I'm learning. Like it's been a lifelong dream of mine to really master the piano.
Yeah.
That was the instrument that we had in the house, and my mom played, and there's something special about those kids to me. And it's been hard, with time, having 7 kids home from prison, trying to rebuild my life and rebuild a career and label. And, I've got a handful of other businesses that I run. So I'm carving out the time these next 90 days, January through March. One of the things I'm going to focus on the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you touring most of next year?
Yeah. So we've already locked in 50 dates with me and Jelly. So we're doing 50 shows together next year. I'll definitely be doing the Monte Carlo tour early spring and summer with a Jelly Roll tour in the fall. So
that's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah.
I've been out there the last 4 or 5 years, man. It's been like 200 shows a year. Every bar that we tour, I'd hit their stage. And this year I'm going to be a little bit more selective on the bigger shows. Probably half as many shows as I'm used to doing right now. Just picking those battles and making sure they're the right ones.
Well, you got to take care of yourself too. You don't wear yourself out.
Yeah, well, I ain't worried about that yet. I was on me.
Can you walk into a bar and not end up on stage?
It depends on if they got Casamigos. If they've got the tequila I love, I'm gonna end up on stage somehow. But
yeah, it is good tequila.
It is the best. Of course, there's some like real high end tequilas that are amazing.
Yeah.
Consistency, and every time you know what you're gonna get. You can't beat Casamigos. Their Blanco, their Reposado, or their Anejo are all amazing. They're beautiful.
What are you mixing it with?
I drink it straight. I don't mix it. I'll drink water. Like just stay hydrated. But
I could put a little lime juice or something in it.
Yeah, I like a good Reposado, about a triple shot on a big old rock, put it on an ice cube if I'm sipping it. Otherwise, just chill it and shoot it.
I will say that tequila is really good for sipping.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good sipping alcohol.
Yeah. And, you know, and I'll never turn down a really good bourbon or a good, you know, Tennessee whiskey, or, you know, I enjoy flavors and I enjoy tasting, and, you know, but there's just, to me, tequila does it. I know what I'm getting. I know how I'm going to feel. You know, some of those bourbons and stuff, they'll make me tired, or whiskey will make me redneck, you know, make me crazy. I know about where my limit is with tequila.
Yeah. That's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah. I learned it hard. I tell you. Try
it. I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
You gotta learn your limit. You know, you go up to the limit, but you don't want to go over it. Well, Struggle, thank you so much. This has been a real honor to speak with you. I appreciate the time.
Oh man, likewise. Thank you, brother. Let's do. Let me make a whole bunch of noise this year and come back, and we'll talk about it.
You have to come back.
Yeah, I'm down whenever.
Yeah, I'd love to have you back on. Yeah, we need to get you coming through West Virginia doing a little tour.
Would love that. I would love that. We'll do this thing live and sip some tequila together.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll bring you into the studio.
Yeah,
have a little tequila. It'd be a good night.
Definitely.
So before I let you go, you know, are you on social media? Where can we find you there?
Yeah, I am Struggle on Instagram, at Young Strug on Twitter, Struggle Jennings Facebook, Struggle Jennings TikTok. Yeah, you can just Google Struggle Jennings. They should all pop up.
Yeah, they pop up, and you've got a good website.
Yeah, man. I've been blessed. My daughter's boyfriend, Bernie Vision, who's an incredible guy, man. I couldn't ask for a better future son-in-law. Good old Ohio, hardworking boy, farmer, stuff. But incredible guy. He runs my website, does all my merchandising.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, man, he kills it. He does all the designs and everything. He shoots all Brianna's videos with her, and he does all the editing. Like, incredibly talented kid, and super blessed to have him not only on the team but in the family.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's terrific. Well, thank you so much, Struggle, and definitely, yes, when you get a moment, just holler and we'll bring you back.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, hold on. Listen, if you can't get excited about Struggle Jennings, I mean, what are you even listening to podcasts? Yeah, he's such a talented, interesting guy, very positive. You know, he's obviously had a difficult life at different times, and he's fought through that. And now he's out there paying it forward, helping other artists, you know, and really putting some positive energy into the world. Just an amazing guy. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I believe he said the song's coming out on December 16th is called Drinking Alone. So definitely check that out. Keep an eye out for the album Monte Carlo. And obviously, he's got 50 tour dates. He'll probably end up doing over 100, is my guess. Check out the live show. Definitely worth your time. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If this is your first time listening or watching, and you're like, this guy's okay, maybe I'd like to listen to some more, we'd really appreciate the help. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can go to our YouTube channel, MeisterCon Pod, and subscribe. It's free. Gives you access to all the videos that we have, all the interviews that we have. We're going to hit 500 next week. So that's hard to believe. We're hitting our 4th year anniversary, 1st of January, 500 episodes. I'm very proud of that. I guarantee you'll find, if you're a music lover, we've had tons of just amazing, talented people. If you're a entertainment lover, unbelievable group of actors, actresses, directors, producers, anything you could want from the entertainment side, it's there. And we've also got a great collection of book authors as well. So whatever your passion is, we've got something for you. So definitely check that out. So on YouTube, MeisterCon Pod, please subscribe. If you're listening, whatever podcast platform that you're using, just subscribe there. That'll help us out. You can find all 500 of those episodes, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com. You know, if we're doing something in studio, like maybe getting a visit from Struggle, if we're going on location, if we're covering a convention, whatever we have going on, it'll be on the website, meistercon.com. So definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.